Yeah, let's start this year off right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond Click and Cook. This is a podcast of me being me and having fun. And this is something for you to listen to as you work, as you do whatever you're doing in the back. You have me on in the background. That's the most important thing. It's something to make you happy, make you smile, make you chuckle a little bit. Hopefully, I don't make you mad, but hopefully, it just makes you chuckle and have some fun. It's something easy to listen to, only about 20-minute long kind of thing. Um, so, yeah, we are in the new year. Can you believe how fast time flies? I'm telling you, man, when I growing up, it seemed like days took forever. Tell you, I was reminiscing with some of my friends, and when you're a little kid, okay, let me set this. I am 46 years old. Okay, I'm not old, but I'm not young either. So I'm in between. I'm about to be old. Okay, I'm on the early stages of oldness. Okay, and I remember when talking to my friends, we were talking. When we were a kid, when we were 5 or 6, we look at somebody my age and say, "Man, he's old." And now I'm at that age. I'm like, that wasn't very nice of me when I said that earlier in life. But hey, I'm taking it in stride, I guess. Well, I don't know. How do y'all feel about getting older? I don't like it. You see my beard? I got a bunch of gray in it. I guess they used to say gray was wise, but I don't believe what they say. Uh, I don't know, but when you start getting older and you start hearing of friends passing away and all that stuff, it's like, dude, it hits a little different now. When I was young, somebody died. I hated it, but I'm like, I got a long life ahead of me. I ain't gonna have to worry about that tomorrow. Hopefully, knock on wood. But then when you get up there in age and you start hearing some of your friends, you're like, it hits different. It really does. And I don't know why I chose that subject to start this podcast on. I don't know. I'm usually trying to be in a cheerful mood, but I was just thinking, I'm not getting any younger. And this Beyond Click and Cliff is just telling you stories of and experiences. And that was one of my experiences, growing up, you don't think you're ever going to get old. You're young and you're bulletproof. I remember when I was young, I'd be jumping off the shed's roof onto the ground of hay and thinking that I ain't gonna break a leg. Uh, fall, I've managed to only broke one bone in my body through the whole 46 years, and that was my thumb. Playing tetherball, and we were getting. It's a game where the ball is tied to a pole by a string, and you hit it, and the ball goes around this pole, and one's wrap it around. That's how you win. And you got two guys trying to keep that from happening. Well, the ball's close to the pole, and I go, I'm gonna finish this guy off, and I drew back and I tried to punch, and I don't know why I stuck my thumb out, but I missed the ball, and the pole went boom and bent my thumb backwards, and I had a hairline fracture or something like that they called it, but I had to wear the splint. So yeah, that's the only kind of injury to that magnitude I have. But I had a friend who broke his arms like every time he did something. Fell out of the boat, broken arm. He had I don't know what was going on, but he broke his arm twice, both arms. But you know, I lived a healthy childhood. I did. I hardly ever got sick. Uh, out with nothing. I got on the fire department. I was healthy I'll catch the flu, the common cold. But as far as a real major sickness, I never really got until I got older. And I think I used my body and abused it so much where it finally said, "All right, you're done." That's what happened. And on the fire department, I did uh, abuse my body. Uh, Part of the job, I guess. Now I think they take precautionary stuff, but back then, back when I first started, man, it was all go. Whatever you had to do to get the job done, that's what you did. If you fell through the floor, you fell through the floor. Wall fall on you, well, that's tough luck. Get it off of you. I mean, it was more of a, you know, survival of the fittest, and I was always a big boy. Don't get me wrong, I was always a big boy, and if I could keep up with youngsters, I did. I kept up with everybody. I walked miles in the forest, putting out fire. Just a 5-gallon backpack of water on my back and a rake and a leaf blower. And I kept up, and I held myself accountable for it. I made sure I did, and I put my body through miserable stuff to do it. Um, so it got all caught up to me. I body gave out. I had to retire through medical, and that's where I'm at today. I am disabled because of it, because I didn't take care of myself. And I want you to take care of yourself. This is what I'm getting at this whole podcast. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to take the precautionary measures to protect yourself. And I still ain't doing it today. I should, but I haven't, and I need to. So I mean, when you're young, you don't think about this stuff. I mean, I didn't anyway. And back, okay, let's be real. Back when I was young, nobody really was harping about watching what you eat, dieting all the time, or exercising and stuff like. Nobody. I mean, that stuff was there, but it wasn't all that you saw on TV as you do nowadays. And yes, you still have the health people what we called health nuts who, exercise, but I never took time to do that because I got up, went to work, came home, and I figured, well, if we have a couple of fire calls, I got my workout in for the day. But that's the thing. It's not. I guess it's you got to take care of your body, And I get it now. I wish I could rewind the clock a couple years, and I would say, yeah, I should have done those morning runs, ate better, made better choices on the food that I partake in my body, and the chemicals I would partake. I was a smoker. I ain't a smoker now, but I was back then. I probably shouldn't have been doing that. Eating. I shouldn't have been eating all I was eating. It caught up to me. I'm telling you guys, it all catch up to you, one way or the other. And now, I got diabetes now. I never had to worry about that. Like I said, I've always been a big guy, a husky guy, even in the fire department, but I was more healthy than I am now because now it's just horrible. I had health issues. I was on life support. I'm still trying to recover that, and that's been 2020, 2019 when I had this. I'm still not. I had a pulmonary embolism, and I do have my lungs are shot, so my movability has been rough. I can't walk as much as I used to without having to stop and catch my breath. And a lot of that is to do with the weight, but a lot had to do with what I grew up doing. I smoked cigarettes like a freight train. I ate fire for a living. I mean, yes, we had self-contained breathing apparatuses, But there's a lot of times I didn't have them on, especially when the job was done. We were just mopping up. I didn't wear it. I took it off and just went in there and done the salvage and overhaul without an SCBA. You shouldn't never do that, but I did. We had, when I was growing up, we had the John Wayne attitude, rough and tough. I ain't gonna bother me. I'll be all right. That kind of attitude kind of bites you in the butt later in life. And I'm learning. They say you're never too old to learn new tricks. And boy, like I said, I wish I could turn the clock backwards and actually take care of my body and do the stuff to maybe this time of life I wouldn't be so bad off. But did I listen? No. Did I take heeded advice? No. I thought I knew it all. I thought I'd be okay. I know my body more than you know my body. Well, yeah. Like I said, I am a warning label, okay? Just look at me and do the exact opposite of what I did. Exactly. And you'll be fine. I almost guarantee it. I still have issues. I still have my demons that I fight every day. And sometimes it's a challenge, sometimes it's not, but a lot of times it's a challenge. Me and my wife had this discussion a few days ago, and I can't for some reason, I can't get her to understand this. I know people working don't want to work. I get it. I mean, I was lucky enough to have a career that I kind of enjoyed going to. But, I understand some people don't, and I get it. But me and my wife was talking the other day. We were like, she goes, I wish we could switch spots. I looked at her. I said, you do? I don't think you would. And I'm not trying to be sexist. Back in the day where men went out to work, women stayed at home, took care of the kids and the house. It's not like that nowadays, right? I mean, everybody works. Everybody almost has to work to make it. I mean, and I told her, I said, I'm being straight honest with you. My wife wanted just to be a housewife. She did. She didn't really want to go to work, and I get it. But she chose to because she helped the family. This is before when I was still working. We just bought our house, and we were doing good. I mean, we were doing great. Both of us working and paying. We had a child, doing good until I had the surgery, and then it just all went downhill. And she became the breadwinner of the house, and me had a little pension and disability. It doesn't pay the bills. I mean, it does. If we lived on our home just on my income that I'm bringing in a month, we'd be homeless. We'd be out. We might be able to afford a little garden shack. That's about it. But my wife works and we're doing good. Don't get it twisted. But back to the story. She goes, I wish I could just trade with you. I'm tired of working. And I looked at her and I said, first, I said, I'm sorry. Sorry that this is what the cards we were dealt. I'm sorry that I can't physically go out there and do it anymore. I would trade with you in a heartbeat. But I'm going to tell you this. I told her this. I said, you would not like it. You might like it for the first couple years or so because, it's like a little vacation. You don't have to go to work every day. You don't have to punch that clock every day. But I'm going to I told her, I said, dude, I wish I could try. Because now, as a man, when I first got sick and disabled, and I was down, I was depressed because I was a breadwinner at the time. I was working every day, and that just like got wiped away. And I couldn't do it. And I said, now I sit at home, twiddling my thumbs, making YouTube videos, playing with Lego to keep my mind busy and my hands busy, or I'll go insane. Because the first part of my life, after all that, I went crazy. It sucked every day, just looking at the clock. Wait till the next day and do it all over again. I think I watched everything on Netflix. I mean, everything. And it stinks. And I told her, I said, it'd be fun for the first couple of years, but after a while, you're going to get bored. You worked every day of your life. You weren't part of the housewife generation where women stayed home and didn't have to work. Them days are almost gone. But I told her, man, I said, I would switch with you in a heartbeat. I wish there was some kind of genie out there in a bottle that would grant me that one wish. I would do that. I would rather go to work every day than sit at home. I'm the housewife or the house husband, whatever. Now, I don't like it, but it just kind of, trying to trade perspectives. I think is that the right word with her. At least you can go out and get a break from this place for 8, 10, 12 hours out of your day. Here sitting here all day in the same house, same walls. You can get out and commute out of the house, a break from me for a few hours. Never hurts. And that's, and she understands that. She goes, yeah, I agree, but there's some days where I don't want to go work. I said, I get that, and I'm sorry, and I understand that. I do. I don't take that for granted. I don't ever take that for granted. She's a breadwinner. I'm proud of her. She's gone far in this career path that she took, and she worked her tail off to get to where she's at today, and I'm proud of her for it. And I understand there's days where you don't want to go to work. There's days where I wish I could just sleep in for a few hours. I get it. But all in all, we say we would like things. Would you like a different life than what you have now? Would you want to be home all day? I don't know. I'm sure some people love to stay home all day. I don't. I'm one of those. I don't like it, but I have to. So I make these silly YouTube videos and do this awesome podcast that I do every week for you. I enjoy that. It gives me something to do. Takes my mind off of life for a little bit. It keeps my mind busy, my hands busy, and my imagination going. And that does help. But guys, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll play the Powerball and win $1 billion, and none of us have to work. That would be fun. But I don't see that happen. First of all, I've got to go play the Powerball first. I got to do that first. But maybe one day I'll spend that few dollars and give me a Powerball ticket. Maybe by chance I win. I doubt it. My luck's never been that good. But guys, I tell you, this is going to be an awesome year. I'm going to be doing this every week. I am going to be telling you stories and life experiences. And today I just wanted to have my situation, my thoughts on my health and the healthy way is always a good way. And I just wanted to share that, thought process and that story with you, that I should have done things a lot different. And maybe a little warning to you guys. I don't know. Maybe that's why I call this podcast a little warning. Maybe, I don't know. But if you're in my situation, you know exactly what's going on. But guys, I think I'm going to leave this one with you today. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve. Hope you had fun. Stay safe. And guys, I want you to be good to one another. Be somebody's darkest cloud. A little hello from you would maybe make their day a whole lot better. Do unto others that you want done to yourself. Be nice. Say something nice to somebody. Brighten their day. Try to be a good light. Be the light that you want to be for everybody else, that you want to see. Try to be more positive, whatever. Guys, until the next one, have a good one.